There's a man who walks into a room and says nothing. He does not demand attention. He does not seek approval. He does not rush to prove himself. Yet somehow, everyone feels his presence. Not because he is loud, but because he is controlled. He is the man who mastered himself. Before we go deeper, understand this. This channel is not about surface-level motivation. It is about inner transformation. If you're here to become stronger mentally, emotionally, spiritually, then subscribe. Not for entertainment, but as a commitment to your own growth. Because self-mastery is rare, and rare things require intention. The man who mastered himself was not always disciplined. He was not always calm. He was not always focused. He was not always in control. He once struggled with impulses, with anger, with distraction, with validation, with ego. But one day he realized something that most men never realize. The greatest opponent he would ever face was himself, not other men, not competition, not society, himself, his laziness, his pride, his fear, his need to be liked, his addiction to comfort. And instead of running from that battle, he stepped into it. Mastery does not begin with controlling the world. It begins with controlling your reactions. When insulted, he does not explode. When praised, he does not become arrogant. When tempted, he does not fold. When challenged, he does not panic. Why? Because he understands something powerful. If you cannot control your emotions, you are controlled by them. Most men are slaves to impulse. They speak before thinking, react before reflecting, quit before enduring, chase before evaluating. But the man who mastered himself pauses. He observes his anger before expressing it. He studies his fear before obeying it. He questions his desire before acting on it. That pause, that small space between feeling and action, that is where power lives. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you stopped yourself in the middle of an emotional reaction? When was the last time you chose silence instead of ego? Be honest. If this is hitting you, don't just listen passively. Comment one area you know you need more control in: anger, discipline, distractions, validation. Awareness is the first step toward mastery, because self-mastery is not a single decision. It is daily restraint. The man who mastered himself understands delayed gratification. He understands that short-term pleasure often creates long-term weakness. So he chooses differently. He chooses the workout over sleep, the book over mindless scrolling, the uncomfortable conversation over silent resentment, the long-term vision over instant dopamine. And every time he makes that choice, he strengthens his authority over himself. That is true power. Power is not dominance over others. It is dominance over your lower nature. Your lower nature wants comfort. It wants revenge. It wants attention. It wants validation. It wants the easy path. But your higher nature wants growth, discipline, purpose, integrity. And the battle between those two natures happens every single day. Most men lose that battle quietly. The man who mastered himself wins it quietly. He does not post about his discipline. He does not announce his goals. He does not argue with strangers. He does not explain his standards. He simply lives them. There's a calmness about him, because when you conquer yourself, very little outside of you can disturb you. Stress comes, he adapts. Criticism comes, he evaluates. Failure comes, he learns. Success comes, he stays grounded. He is not shaken easily, not because life is easy, but because his foundation is internal. He built it through repetition. Through mornings he did not feel like waking up. Through days he wanted to quit. Through nights he felt alone. Through moments his ego begged for attention. He did not silence his ego in one day. He disciplined it daily. And over time, the noise inside him became quiet. Imagine living like that. No internal chaos. No emotional explosions. No constant need for approval. No addiction to distraction. Just clarity. Just control. Just direction. That is the reward of self-mastery. And it is available to any man willing to confront himself honestly. But here's the truth. Self-mastery is uncomfortable. You will have to admit where you are weak. You will have to let go of excuses. You will have to take responsibility for your patterns. You will have to say no when your body screams yes. You will have to remain calm when your ego wants war. But every time you do, you rise. The world does not need more loud men. It needs more disciplined men. Men who can lead themselves before trying to lead others. Men who can control their emotions before demanding respect. Men who can stand alone without needing applause. If you are serious about becoming that man, not just inspired for a moment, but committed long-term, then stay connected. Subscribe. This space is for those who choose growth over comfort. Because the man who mastered himself was not born different. He decided differently. And you can decide differently too. Master your habits. Master your emotions. Master your reactions. And eventually, you master your life. Stay disciplined. Stay composed. Stay resilient.